Hi everyone, welcome to the Blind Poet Dave Steele channel on YouTube. I wanted to come on and do a very special video today, something I've been thinking of doing for a little while now. But before I do so, if you are new to the channel, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you see any future content that I upload when I do upload it. And if you haven't done so yet, head over to Facebook and to Instagram to follow Dave Steele, the Blind Poet, for all kind of my videos of poetry and all the events that I do all over the world. So what I wanted to talk about today is something that's been on my mind a lot recently. I have been talking about how invisible disabilities, in particular, retinitis pigmentosa, which is the condition that I have that makes me legally blind, affect people like me, and how they're also perceived by those around us, but those in the outside world who are unaware of how blindness really works. Because to this day, there's still a lot of misconceptions out there. People think that you're either completely blind or you're not at all, and they really don't see the many shades of blindness, which results in people like myself being questioned about our visual impairment, asked, or people say to us, you don't look blind, which is something that we often kind of face. And in a lot of kind of extreme cases, a lot of people get called for faking their blindness, and it causes a lot of isolation for people like me. A lot of people think twice about using a cane or even just stepping outside the door with a mobility aid such as a guide dog, and how they are perceived because they have some kind of useful vision remaining. So I put a quote out on Facebook the other day talking about how actually most of the time we aren't faking blindness, we're faking actually being able to see. So we're not faking our blindness. Most of the time we are faking being able to see, because most of the time we kind of try and bury our anxieties about the way we see and make out to the world that actually we can see more than we actually can, which makes it, extra confusing, not for just people around us, but also for us as well. But it's something that we feel the need to do. So I wanted to find a way of showing people exactly how I see. And I've seen things like vision sim specs glasses before. I've seen various apps that kind of do it to a certain degree. But I've actually found a couple of days ago the greatest app I've ever, come across with regards to really showing what different visual impairments are like, and I really wanted to kind of share it with you guys. I came across it on the App Store. I'm just going to pull it up now on my phone. I have an iPhone 12 Pro Max here, which I use for all my assistive tech. It's amazing for kind of voiceover. I have things that I've done previous videos on before, like people detection, where it tells me how far I am away from people. Lots of, guided assistance using haptics and touch and sound. And I just got the AirTags as well, which I did a video on not so long ago, which helps me kind of find misplaced items, not just in the house, but if I've lost something as well. So I never have to lose a set of keys or, struggle to find my wallet when I'm trying to head out the door. I can use an AirTag and find that straight away. But if you want to look that video, you can check my previous videos out and it's in there. But the app that I discovered is by an organisation, a company called Aira. Aira, that's Aira, Aira. And this is the app here. I'm just going to kind of show it now. I know you probably can't see the text, but I will, describe everything that I'm kind of doing. So I'm holding the phone up now for those that haven't got useful vision. And in the Aira app, first of all, it shows you, it lists a lot of different conditions and their effects. So for example, it says cataracts, and cataracts gives you blurry vision. It affects older people more, and affects 24.4 million people in the US. And when you click on cataracts, it opens up the camera and it puts a filter on to the screen on your camera, on your video, I should say. So you're looking around on camera, yeah. And you can slide across the bottom there to make the cataracts more advanced to the point where it goes pretty kind of misty and foggy. And that gives you a real idea of what it's like for someone having cataracts. And this has got, all, most kind of common and some rarer conditions that I know a lot of people with. It's got glaucoma, it's got retinitis pigmentosa, which is a condition I have, diabetic retinopathy, macular degeneration, Bardet-Biedl syndrome, corneal dystrophy, Leber's congenital, I can't even read that last word, Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy, it's got optic nerve hypoplasia, optic neurosis or neuropathy, retinal detachment, and Stargardt's disease, which a lot of my friends have Stargardt's. But I actually shown this to my mother-in-law last night when we were out having dinner for my son's 8th birthday. And, it really, really helped because, it's things like retinitis pigmentosa are invisible disabilities, and it's very difficult for people to understand how we actually see without being able to actually see through our eyes. And I've seen various representations of my condition before on videos, but this is definitely the closest thing that I've ever seen. Now I'm going to try and work it with the camera. So we have there, I don't know if you can see there, that's actually quite cool. It's like you're looking at me. That is classed as early onset RP. So for those who have no useful vision, I'm holding the front of my phone up to the camera, and on the screen you can see me, but in a tunnel vision, and you can only make out kind of the bottom of my beard and most of my face up until my eyes, and then it's all kind of misted around. Now, that's early. If I click onto where I am on late retinitis pigmentosa, and there you have it. So if I'm sat close, I could probably only see part of my face, and it's all kind of misted up there. But please check this out. Actually, my looking at that, my tunnel is probably a little bit smaller, but holding it next to my face, actually that's probably about right. Holding it next to my face, if I'm looking at someone, I could only see, maybe if I'm looking directly at them, the middle of their face or up to their eye. I tend to look at people's eyes and then their mouths when they're speaking. But that is a real true representation of what it's like to see through my eyes. And what I need to explain with this, though, and it's the same with all these kind of visual sim specs, the blackness that you see there, you don't see the blackness. The blackness is just not there. In the same way, I heard this great analogy that someone with a severed limb would not feel like their hand was there. It would just not be there. It's gone. And that's the same with the blackness that you see around that camera. It's not blackness. I don't see like blackness and then this dot in the center. It's just not there, and I just see that dot, and that's all. And that is a really true representation of the way I see, and I really want to share that with you, because so many people out there who have RP and conditions like mine, really struggle to explain to their loved ones and their friends and family what it's like and what they actually see. And through this amazing app with Aira, this really is a game changer and helps educate and show people what it's like to have an invisible disability like retinitis pigmentosa. So thank you, Aira. Hope you'll join us again. Cheers, guys.